Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDL44 coming at you with another video. All right, I just wanted to turn on the camera, talk a little crap. The Los Angeles Lakers do play this evening, so I figured this would give me an opportunity to just sound off about them once again. So we got the Houston Rockets tonight, and if you watched my video covering the Brooklyn Net game that we had on Christmas Day, then you know exactly what I think is going to happen this evening. Stumbling there, damn. Anyway, so what we have going on is a date with a young team that is, quite frankly, probably favored to beat us this evening if they play to their capability in terms of this. In other words, if they play hard and we play hard, they should have more gas in the tank. They should have more depth on their bench, and they should be able to overpower us with their talent because they can attack us from areas where we're simply weak. When you look at their center position, Alperen Sengun, one of the great young rookies in this game, one of the great steals players in this game out the gate. He's not going to kill you with a lot of stats, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's sharing time with Daniel Theis and, of course, Christian Wood. So he's kind of in a trio of bigs, and I think that this team has a good foundation there with those three players. That's just their front court. Then you look at their bench. They got guys like Josh Christopher. They got a new young guy. I don't know his name, but he's shooting the lights out. They got defenders all over the place. And, of course, you're looking at their young star guard front court in Kevin Porter Jr., who's immensely talented, and Green, who in my opinion is the next level athlete. He's the next evolution of the quintessential 6'6" shooting guard, small forward, swingman. He's going to be able to do things from a physical, athletic standpoint that is going to pop off the screen immediately. His three-point shooting mechanics, his fadeaway, and all that stuff. He was able to do that stuff off rip. Before he even got into the league, he was already very good at what he does. So at this point, it's just about him learning how to play, learning how to be a professional, and getting his body into a place where he's, elite. And I think that's coming. That's coming. So I'd expect him he's going to be the guy I'm looking at tonight to go off. Obviously, Christian Wood as well. That's an LA guy. He's from Long Beach. So he's a star level player at this point, and I expect that he's going to continue his stellar play because he's very consistent and he's not going to have anybody checking him tonight. So this should be a big game from Christian Wood, and I expect this to be a very big game from Green. Now, Green tends to go for low percentages in shooting. He may shoot himself out of the game. He tends to do that, but he's coming back from injury, and he's looked a lot better this go-round than he did to start his career. So rookies, especially talented ones. We've seen this with Anthony Edwards start the season real bad. By the end of the season, they were playing like all-stars. I'd expect that same thing from that player. And, they just have a lot of players that can attack us. That's the thing. Even their bench is strong. You got to deal with Eric Gordon. He's still on the bench. And so on and so forth. So for me, I just think of them as a better team than us right now. Without our full spectrum of players, we're going to need some really, really, really dominant play from Russell Westbrook and LeBron James, and then we're going to need some other guys who haven't been playing well to play well. THT is going to need to have a good night tonight for us to win. Malik Monk is going to have to continue to play well. These are the things that we're going to need tonight. And I think the thing that works in the Lakers' favor is this is a young team, hasn't had a lot of success, and they don't know how to win, which means, in theory, if they're not blowing you out with how talented they are, then they'll probably be doing a lot of things that play into your hands that you'll need to take advantage of. And if we're able to do that, we'll get a victory there. So under normal circumstances, if our team was fully healthy, AD out there, we're going to beat the Rockets. But the way we've been playing, with the holes that we have with players out of our roster, and ultimately with a lot of the players that we're relying upon being new guys, it's just a perfect storm of a lot of bad. What I do look forward to seeing, though, is the fact that we've infused Stanley Johnson into our lineup. And he's been playing. He played a lot of, hard sequences of defense for us in that game versus Brooklyn. Stepped up, showed us that he deserves to be given another 10-day, in my opinion. So at the very least. So at this point, I'm hopeful that he can kind of offset what I otherwise would think would be a very, very, very easy night for their guards. If he can body one of them up, there's going to be times where he's not going to have any success. But if he can do what he did against Brooklyn to the best of his ability, it will make a big difference. So that's what we haven't had on this roster. That's what we're going to need from him going forward. And like I said, I saw some good things out of Darren Collison in the previous video I mentioned, even though he had the 2 back-to-back 4-point fouls, 4-point play fouls, which are crazy. But you did like the pace that we played at when he was in the game, and I think we'll see more of him going forward. Obviously, Isaiah Thomas has been waived. I don't think I made a video about that, but he will not be given a second 10-day contract. I don't have any problem with that. He looked really bad. It comes down to this for Isaiah Thomas. You just got to play smart, bro. Same thing with Russell Westbrook. You just got to play smart. If you got 10 days, then every shot you take needs to be surgical. You can't just be launching shots. What the hell are you doing? You got to be surgical about everything you do, meticulous about everything you do, and most importantly, know what the Lakers want. What the Lakers need right now, and this goes for not only players who are coming in right now, but also the players who've already been on the team. What the Lakers need is quality possessions out of each and every single sequence. Quality possessions. The one thing that we have had trouble with that we can do something about is our turnovers, is our shot selection. We can't do nothing defensively. The best we can do is what you're getting. But offense, there are things we can do that are better. And one of the problems the Lakers have is bad three-point shooting, bad shooting in general, as we struggled with AD and his jump shot in historic ways to start the season. That type of stuff. THT's had games where he's shot 1 for 10. We can't have players coming in who don't understand that what you need to be is someone who values the basketball more so than everybody who's already been here. And Isaiah Thomas just came in and gave us even more of what was wrong with us. And that just was not the approach you need to take when you're trying to come to a team like this. You know what we're playing for. You know what we're going through. You going 1 for 13 does you no favors. Us no favors. And nobody's going to be sad to see you go in that way. We all root for you. But I was just disappointed myself in how he didn't take possession seriously. That's my thing. He's a smarter basketball player than he showed us. And I just felt like he was out there just launching bull crap a good portion of the time that I saw him. And I just know that's not how you're going to get back in the league, bro. They ain't going to do it. They ain't going to do it. And that goes for all these guys who are getting opportunities right now all over the league. You got to be able to value possessions. If you do anything at all, be mindful of your effort and value possessions. That's it. Mistakes will be made, but value possessions. And, of course, that carries over to the Laker ball handlers tonight. Russell Westbrook and LeBron James. Turnovers are the issue. 14 turnovers or less is what I shoot for. If we were a good turnover team, that aim would be a lot lower. But we are, by nature, a turnover-prone team. With Russell Westbrook and LeBron James rostered, you can pencil them in for 10 turnovers between the two of them, honestly. So, and then you take into account that we got some players on the team that's going to turn the ball over as well. Yeah, just like I said, 10 between the two of them. 4 for Bron, 6 for Westbrook is what I expect. It's just going to happen. Ball handlers pass a lot till the ball gets tipped and all different types of stuff. It ain't just bad turnovers like we see. It's sometimes just happens, but nevertheless, it's what you expect. So, and then I expect maybe 4 turnovers from everybody else, right? So that's 14. If we can get 14, we're usually in these games. Now, these last 2 games, that didn't hold true. I think a lot of that had to do with the adjustment. I understand that the Lakers just played their 10th practice of the season, which I thought was just telling, because that's one of the things that I've been saying is that we've had issues and it looks like these guys aren't practicing out there. Now I know that we haven't. So that was really, really helpful information for me, because now it helps me understand what exactly I'm looking at. I wasn't aware that all these times I've been talking about the Lakers, that they had only practiced maybe 9 times the entire season. So now that that's the case, I understand that's what the Lakers are lacking. You can't get better if you don't practice when you have moving pieces constantly going in and out of the lineup. There's never a chance for you to learn what it is that people do together. You can't learn what players can do with one another if you constantly are fighting back from situations where you're learning in real time. You can't. No. You think Phoenix is doing that? When you watch the winning Cleveland Cavaliers, you think they've only practiced 8 times, 9 times? No, these teams are practicing every 3 days. So it's like that's your problem. And they wanted to say it's COVID that's kept them from practicing. I don't think I'm in a position from where I'm sitting to dispute that. But what I am saying is, you not practicing is why this is happening. So I would imagine they try to remedy that somehow. Um, so yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of this is just when you find out they haven't been practicing. It's like, okay, well that explains why such and such doesn't have good understanding of where he needs to be. Why defensive assignments are constantly blown. Why guys are horrible at the free throw line could actually have something to do with them not getting their reps up. They need that, and so yeah, I think the Los Angeles Lakers are in a position where you just got to start. You got to do something about that. Do something about that, and the team will play better no matter who's on the floor. Because that's what you're missing is cohesiveness and schemes that work and things that make sense and all kinds of different stuff that comes from practicing. So, yeah, that's huge. That is absolutely massive, and I'm glad I thought of it now. We only practiced 10 times and we're almost at January? What the hell? So, yeah, fix that, LA. Fix that. So that's what I got to say, man. I'm not going to sit up here and go any further into what the problems are. You've heard that a million times out of this mouth. I'd expect a big game from the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, LeBron James is getting his averages. He's been giving us 27, 77, I think. So I'd expect him to be upwards of that tonight. Nothing should change. But it's not enough. It's not enough. I'll tell you what I am disappointed about, though. Honestly, you guys, this is really disappointing me. Why hasn't Rob rostered a center yet? You're bringing us a lot of players. None of them are a C. What's up? Like, do you not understand that this small ball lineup situation is really what it is for us? Once you put a center on the floor, it can mask all the problems that we're having with our guards defensively. You need to get you a center. I don't give a damn if the dude can play or not. Just get us somebody tall so we can run around with something that can get us a board, maybe block a shot here and there, run the floor pretty solid, catch a lob. There are guys in the G League you can call up right now. Greg Monroe just got signed, and he's putting up good numbers. Why didn't we sign Greg Monroe? We could use Greg Monroe. I mean, that's all I'm saying. You're bringing me Isaiah Thomas. That don't make no sense. Not on paper. We like Isaiah Thomas because he's a player that we remember, just like all the rest of the players on this roster. Played here before. But, we're defensively in trouble. Why would you bring us a player we need to hide defensively? We're lacking in size. You get us the smallest guy in the world? Literally? Come on, fam. I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say that, but let's just be real. He couldn't help us. We liked having him, but we need a center. So I'm disappointed in Rob. I'm looking at Rob, and I'm saying, I know you're probably behind the scenes doing a lot, but nothing has happened yet. And that's really what we're hoping to see. That's what we're hoping to see. Things happen. Get us a center, too, please. Get us a guy that we can put down there for 20 minutes who will be 7 feet tall, man. That's so very important going forward. So that's what I want to say there. That's that. That's it. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.